Conflicts. We often hear stories about fighting in the Middle East, the Arabs and Jews, Israel and Palestine, ISIS or ISIL, the Shia and the Sunni. Why are there conflicts? Is there a solution? Two groups. After the founder of Islam, Muhammad, died in 632 AD, two groups of Muslims who follow Islam had different ideas about who should lead the religion, the Shia and the Sunni Muslims. The Sunni Muslims, who make up about 85% of the Muslim population, believe that Muhammad's trusted friend, Abu Bakr, should have been the next leader. The Shias believe Muhammad's cousin, Ali ibn Abi Talib, was chosen to lead by Allah, their God. The Shia Muslims make up about 10 to 15% of the world's Muslims. Since the 7th century, the two groups have disagreed and do not consider the others true Muslims. Same and different beliefs. Both Shias and Sunnis share many of the same religious practices and many basic beliefs. However, they differ in their system of laws and their religious belief systems. Sunnis are in the majority in Egypt, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. The Shias are in the majority in Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, and Palestine. The Sunni people are concerned with power of Allah in the physical world. The Shias think more about the rewards in the afterlife and believe more in sacrifice, even to the point of death. In the past 50 years, tensions have grown between the Sunni and Shia populations. Tensions have also grown because foreigners are now on ancient Middle Eastern land. Foreigners in the Middle East. Many people in the Middle East do not like the support that Israel gets from the West, especially from the USA. So when the USA and other nations entered Iraq and Afghanistan in the 2000s, many were angry because they said the foreigners did not belong there. In protest, some attacks have occurred in the USA and other nations. New York, Washington, D.C., London, Paris, and other places have been bombed. The rise of violent groups. Violent groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIL, or ISIS, have grown in popularity because they offer the chance to free the Middle East of foreigners or to create a new Islamic state. However, their violent methods are disliked by most people in the Middle East. Calming these tensions will take some time. Wanted land. Another conflict in the area concerns the Arabs and Jews. For thousands of years, the Jewish people did not have their own country. In the early 20th century, the British controlled an area called Palestine, which included modern-day Israel and other areas. This land was wanted by both the Arab and Jewish peoples. Three agreements. In 1916, during World War I, the British asked the Arabs to help fight the Ottomans in Turkey. The Arabs were offered an independent Arab state in Palestine. But in 1917, Lord Balfour also offered support for a Jewish homeland in the same area. To make matters even more difficult, the British and French had their own plans to divide up parts of the Middle East as well. A Jewish homeland. In 1947, the United Nations General Assembly decided to divide Palestine into Arab and Jewish areas. The Arabs got about 43% of the area and the Jews 57%, with both sharing parts of the city of Jerusalem. Israel became a state on May 14, 1948. The Arabs did not like the decision because they did not get Palestine for themselves. These tensions led to several wars. After the Six-Day War in 1967, Israel more than doubled in size. There were other wars and conflicts in the 1970s, but by 1994, people in Palestine had their own areas. However, tensions are still high and occasionally conflicts occur. A city and people divided. History tells us that the way to solve religious and political conflicts like these is by talking to each other and by learning to accept others in your community. There have been many attempts to get these groups together to discuss and agree, but usually they fail. All sides believe they are right, and many of these people will die for their beliefs. So how will this end? No one knows. But we can all agree that living in peace is far better than living in fear, distrust, and hate. The world hopes we do not have to wait too long for peace.